So I'm back again with some more shocking, unpopular rock and metal music opinions. These ones are always a lot of fun. Bad Omens are overhyped, and Sleep Token fans are hella weird. Alright, so firstly with Bad Omens, you all know my feelings on Bad Omens. In my opinion, not overhyped at all. Just a great band in modern metalcore that is getting bigger and bigger each year. I think that anyone that still thinks Bad Omens are overhyped at this point needs to go back, listen to a bunch of their songs from each album, and just realise that that opinion is wrong. As for the Sleep Token fans being hella weird, yeah, from what I've seen, extremely weird. I think it's kind of died down a bit now that the Take Me Back to Eden hype isn't as big as it was. The whole worship thing, the whole band stalking thing, just all of that stuff and a lot more things I've seen online over the last year and a half. MGK and TX2 make emo music for people who bullied emos in school. I don't actually know who TX2 is, but MGK, I mean, sure, I can see that. Also, I don't really think MGK's making emo music anymore. He's kind of stepped away from the pop-punk thing now, from what I've seen. The last few songs that he's released have gone straight back to pure rap, and that's not been my thing at all. I can see MGK having a bunch of fans of those albums who definitely bullied emos in school. I think The End So Far wasn't a bad album at all. It was just different, respectfully. So this is obviously about Slipknot's most recent album, and I have to say I completely agree with this one. It is a completely fine album. While it is nowhere near as good as some of their previous stuff, or basically all of their older stuff. To be fair, it is probably the weakest Slipknot album in most people's opinions. I guess mine as well. It's just not all completely heavy and nu metal-y as we might want from Slipknot, and I think we can certainly all hope that the next Slipknot album goes a bit more back to the roots, especially with the whole 20th anniversary stuff going on right now. I think it'd be a really nice touch to bring that heavy nu metal vibe back for a new album. Nickelback are a sick band with absolute tunes and a banging live performance. So as someone who's never seen Nickelback live before, never really seen the hype in them either way, I'm not on the hate bandwagon, I'm not on the fan bandwagon, I'm just not really into Nickelback at all. Doesn't really go much further than that one for me, so I can't really comment on this one. Would I like to see Nickelback at Download maybe in the future? Sure. Would I care either way? Not really that much. And it would obviously be really cool to see How You Remind Me played live, at least once in my life, I think. Bring Me the Horizon have gotten worse over the years and were better in the Sempiternal era. Now honestly, I can't believe that some people still have this opinion. It seems a bit dated at this point. I don't believe it. I don't believe it when people say it. Whenever I see someone or hear someone say this, I'm just thinking, if you've actually listened to any of the new albums, if you've actually heard any of the new songs, because they are better than ever. They are literally better than ever. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Sempiternal. It is still my second favourite Bring Me album, right under That's the Spirit. But that's not to say that both of the Posthumans are not incredible. I can understand when people aren't a massive fan of Ammo, just because of how different that one is. When somebody still has this opinion about the Sempiternal era, or saying that they were better before that even, I just don't really get it. Guns N' Roses are overrated. So I've never really considered myself a real fan of Guns N' Roses, apart from knowing the odd few songs, you know, the main few songs. Since being with Saffron, who absolutely loves and worships this band, and since seeing them live in London with her that one time, I've grown to like them a bit more and find more songs in there that I actually enjoy from the older stuff. So I certainly don't think that they're overrated. I think that they are a massive famous band for a reason, and especially because of the time they came out in, the iconic hair metal scene in the 80s. If you were into that, you were into that. But for some reason, Guns N' Roses still remain one of the biggest bands to ever exist, so. Enter Shikari are extremely overrated. So a few years ago, I would have definitely agreed with this one. I never saw the hype in Enter Shikari, didn't understand it, just couldn't get into any of their songs, any of their music at all. But my opinion has just suddenly changed about this band in the last few years. I really got into their most recent album, went back and listened to a bunch of their older stuff as well, and realised there's actually a load of songs in there that I really enjoy. So they've got their own thing going on, and they do it well. They're really good at that style of music. So again, I don't think they're overrated. I think they're certainly selective, and you either love them or you hate them. But for me, at this point, I think they're a really cool and creative band. Sleep Token are mid and don't really deserve a headline download spot just yet. So this is obviously a really relevant opinion right now. There's a lot of people that feel this way. Again, if you were saying this to me a year ago, I would have probably agreed. I would have said the exact same thing. But like I said earlier, as someone who took a long time to get into Sleep Token, I wasn't immediately on the hype like a lot of people were. I didn't get it for such a long time. Now I can go as far as saying that I love some of these songs. I really do. I love listening to them. They're just a nice experience, and I cannot wait to finally see this band live for the first time. Headlining Download. I think it's going to be an insane headline slot. I think they're going to shock a lot of people. They're going to change a lot of people's opinions. I think a lot of people are about to be proven wrong. But yeah, I don't think Sleep Token are mid at all. I think they're very special, and they've done something extremely rare for rock and metal. Obviously, they got top metal album of the year, so says it all really. They completely are ready to headline Download. Marilyn Manson is overrated. I think there is way too much to talk about with Marilyn Manson, and I'm still not sure what is true and what is false at this point. I've listened to a bunch of his new songs over the last few months that he's only recently released, and I've got to say, they're pretty good. They're pretty enjoyable, so I really hope that eventually we finally get a verdict for all of this stuff. This opinion isn't even anything to do with any of that controversy or rumours. I don't think he's overrated. Again, I think he does what he does well. He's done that for many years now, and it's worked for him since the 90s. But I do enjoy a song of his here and there, but I don't think I'm ever going to be a real fan of him. Alright, that's all the opinions I've got for you today. Thanks to everyone that sent me one. I really do enjoy doing these ones, and will most likely do another one in the future. If you didn't know, I made 3 of these videos last year. I'll just put them there so you can go and find them if you want to. Some pretty outrageous opinions in those ones as well. They were a lot of fun to make. If you're brand new here to my channel for any reason, please consider hitting subscribe if you're into music content, festival content, concert content, talking about bands, festival lineups, you know, all that kind of stuff. Certainly do a lot of that here, and I'll see you again real soon for another one.